This is a one-of-a-kind, never-before-seen new analog format with a new camera created from scratch and a modular processor to match. Ethan from Cameradactyl is a camera genius, inventor, and photographer, and he made an amazing new invention that he invited me all the way to New Mexico to come and try out for myself. So before I came, Ethan had only shot with this system inside of a studio with strobe lighting and controlled conditions, where it was much easier to get a good exposure with bright flashes of light. But when I came, I wanted to put this camera to the test. I wanted to take the camera, the system, and try it out on the streets, in the world, in New Mexico. I'm a documentary photographer and a darkroom printer, and when I make my best work is when I'm out in the world, meeting new people, and discovering a new place and trying to discover the serendipitous moments that I can capture and image, and that's the type of work that I like to make. So I went all the way to Albuquerque, New Mexico to see what was up with this invention that Ethan calls the master system. So even though the camera was never meant to be shot outside of the studio setting, I wanted to see what we could make with the camera. We shot both black and white and color in the 3 days that I was there, both as direct positive reversals for color and paper negatives for black and white, which I'll explain and get into a little bit later. But I had so much fun hanging out with Ethan. This is my second time trying out one of his crazy inventions. Previously in 2021, I tried out his 20x24 camera, which you can check out here. But when I was here in Albuquerque this time, we not only tested out the camera, but we talked about photo books, everything in between, and even did a couple funny food reviews along the way. So without further ado, let's get into the video and shooting with the camera. So before we took the camera out of its comfort zone to shoot with it, Ethan had to first introduce me to and show me how to use the complete master system, which has 3 components. Number 1 is the actual handmade camera, both the original TLR that he made and the special Street Photography Nat edition. Number 2 is the film back, which allows us to shoot on a 50-foot roll of darkroom paper. And number 3, which is the modular processor that can process C41, black and white, or direct positive reversal. So before we took this insane system out into the world to try some street photography and some landscapes, Ethan first had to show me what this camera does best, which is being a portable, one-of-a-kind analog photo booth.
Oh. Okay, hold on. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. Nice.
Wow, you're like a pro. I can tell it's right at my face.
You do one facing the other way?
Yeah.
Your great side.
This is my right side.
Okay, perfect. That's the end of the roll. Cut the paper straight. And now it should begin to do its magic.
Oh my god. This is so cool. Wow. It's like the exposure is beautiful. This one I was so obviously like just talking to you. It looks so. The process that we're using throughout this video to create the color images is called direct positive reversal. We first develop the paper and create a black and white negative. We stop the development, re-expose the image to light, and then develop the image as a color positive. This is the same process that Ethan used with his 20x24 camera, where we did this process at a giant scale by hand. Ethan has perfected it and created a processor that does it all automatically. However, this process lowers the paper's sensitivity to light, which we're shooting on. It puts it all the way down to 0.7 ISO, meaning we need more light in our scene to expose the image properly. That's why Ethan is using these very bright strobes to expose the image well. For reference, 400 ISO is a standard speed that we shoot on with film. 0.7 is obviously drastically lower, which is why shooting this out in the world with conditions that you have no control over can be much more difficult. To make it easier on ourselves, we're going to do the street photography on black and white paper and make paper negatives, meaning the photos will be negatives and look like this. Without introducing the direct positive reversal process, which makes positive images like this, we get to keep some more of the exposure latitude, and we have an ISO of 20. This will allow us to do some handheld shooting, so let's get into some black and white street photography, and later we'll do some slower scenes in color. Ethan, where are we going?
We're going to ART, Albuquerque Rapid Transit.
Going to the bus.
Central in San Mateo.
So basically, we're going to be riding the Albuquerque bus system, and we're basically just going to be getting off at stops that we find interesting to take photos. And then also, I'm going to try to chat up people on the bus or around the bus stops and try and take their portrait, because today we have black and white in the camera, and we're shooting on paper still, but we're going to be making paper negatives, and we have a bit more latitude this time, so it's going to be more conducive to fast street shooting, which is what I usually do. So we have like 20 as our ISO, and yesterday we had 0.7.
Yeah.
So like almost more than 20 times the latitude this time, so should be fun. So we made our way toward the Albuquerque bus system bus stop. On the way there, we made a couple pictures of just some industrial areas that I thought looked interesting with the mountains in the back. But to be honest with you, those areas were actually more interesting than our bus ride itself. I was hoping that by taking the bus system, we could take a stop, get off, and find some people for some street photography, or even photograph the people on the bus. The problem is that the bus was too dark, and Albuquerque, I soon found out, is not like New York. It's pretty empty in comparison, and there weren't a lot of people around to take photos of. So the more we walked around, the more we realized we should probably change our course of action. We decided instead to go to Old Town. It's this plaza that has beautiful century-old adobe houses with some stores, eateries, and also this 18th century beautiful church. When we got there, we soon realized there were a lot of people walking around, and there was even an antique car convention happening at the same time. So I knew right away this was the prime spot to make some photos, and we went around and started doing some real street photography with this behemoth of a master system.
What is that?
It's a...
I know it's a camera, but...
He made it. But it's a...
homemade?
Have you ever seen like a view camera, like the large format cameras where they put the cloth? It's like that, but he made it so we're shooting on paper. So we're shooting on like a 50-foot roll of paper, and we have like 100 photos of 4x5. Can I take a photo of you guys with it? Would you be open to that? You guys just look real cool. Can I take like a portrait of you like with your car? I'll send it to you after. I mean, it's on film, but...
No, I know, but I'm just looking at...
Oh, you want to hold it? Yeah, it's all
Did you
him.
create this yourself, or did you get it off of...
No, he made it.
It took me a year, yeah.
It's like the first of its kind. There's never been like a way to shoot a roll of darkroom paper on 4x5. This, yeah. Yeah, and like all the, the holders would hold 2 photos, but this holds 106.
Oh yeah, no, I think that's a great idea.
Right? Yeah, that's great. Would you like to be photographed on a new invention?
Not necessarily.
Okay, well, if you don't want
You
to.
can take it, the cars are fine.
The cars are fine? Okay. Well, you're way more interesting than the car, to be fair.
Well,
But
thank you, that's the first.
no, yeah, I'm only asking you
Yeah,
because
it's
you're
the
very...
combo.
Yeah, you like match your car, you know what I
thank
mean?
you.
Yeah. But if you don't want to, it's
So,
okay.
oh, you want me to go over there for you to take a picture?
If you don't mind, it'll be a cool picture.
You have no chance against the charm. Nat will get anybody looking good.
Yeah, just like this is like gold.
This is the shot.
Yeah, this is good.
It's gonna come out like this. You heard it here, folks. This is the shot.
All right, I'm just gonna light meter it. Give me 1 second.
Interesting.
All right, so I'm just gonna meter you. We're at F8 at 125th, which is what I already had. Okay, cool. All right. Let's do the first one just like you are. Don't even change anything. I'm just gonna wait for this car to move and then I'll take it. All right, 1, 2. I'm gonna do it vertical as well.
You didn't crank it yet.
Oh, thank you. I have to crank it.
That double exposure.
You understand what's going on.
Yeah, he gets it. Alright. Just keep looking that way. That's perfect. Cool. Thank you.
All right then.
And what's your name?
Gabe.
Gabe? Nat. Nice to meet you. Thanks for letting me take your photo with your awesome car.
I'll give you my.
Email or phone number? Which was better for you? Oh man.
Video like that, but this seems like a good area to
I really hope these are good.
blast through a lot of frames. Roll. Crank it. Crank it. Yeah. 2 steps forward. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
You know
Thank
better than me.
you.
We're gonna be over there. That way nobody thinks. Oh,
I'm getting a little more depth of field. Yeah, these are great. I have to swap batteries soon.
Beautiful. I'm on frame 62. Out of how many do we have?
What is going on here? There should be like 80 or 100 in that roll.
Okay. We're on 63.
Awesome.
We're doing pretty good.
It really makes me happy to see Nat like excited about using the camera. What we were trying to do this morning wasn't inspiring either of us, A, to take out a camera and take pictures, or B, to
he told me his buddy wants a picture of his car.
Oh yeah,
So I will take the picture of his car.
Oldsmobile.
Something that you've probably already heard in this video that you're going to keep hearing is Ethan reminding me to crank the camera or to basically wind it to the next frame. But as you're going to see, I forgot a couple times and some double exposures were made. Another thing that kept happening is that people kept coming up to us and asking me what the camera was or what I was shooting on or what we were doing in the first place. When I came up to this couple, I actually shot a couple photos of them from behind without approaching them, but then I really wanted to take a photo of them. But you'll see that as I approached them, they're not only open to me taking their picture, they were already curious about what we were doing in the first place. Okay, I'm debating asking these people for a picture. Excuse me? May I take a picture of you? Of you guys? You're very picturesque with your hats. I'll send it to you. It's on film, so I'll have to give it to you later, but all right. Perfect. Oh, beautiful. All right. 1, 2. I'm gonna do one more. No, you are. That's why I asked you, because you're very photogenic. I'll take a good picture of you, don't worry. I'm gonna do one more a little closer. I'm just gonna adjust. We're shooting on a roll of paper, and so we have about like 50 feet, like 100 shots of 4x5 format film in here. No, keep talking. I'm just.
Okay, but he built his.
3 feet. I'm measuring distance. I'm sorry.
Okay, that is just amazing.
I'm gonna do it one more time because I had the exposure wrong. 1, 2. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for letting me take your photo. Appreciate it. Nat.
You're Nat?
Hi, I'm
That's
Ethan.
Ethan.
I'm so glad I got to meet you guys.
Yeah.
Nice to meet
I'm
you
glad I
too.
got to take your photo. Oh. Nice to meet you guys. Thank you again. See, that's Nat in action. Boom.
Let's see what Nat's shooting. I don't really want to get up in Nat's space, but I do want to get what's going on here. I'm going to hang back for a second.
You want to? I'm holding this.
Holding the biggest camera I've seen today.
Yeah. I would take a balloon if I weren't holding this, but thank you. Is it your son? May I take a photo of him?
Would you like your photo?
Yeah, would you like your photo taken? Okay, cool. All right, ready? 1, 2. Perfect, thank you. What's your name also? Harry. Harry? Thanks, Harry. I shot a couple more portraits of the car owners, but unfortunately, none of them came out because I accidentally double exposed the film. As you're probably seeing, there were a couple times that my best shot, like the lady in the back with the hat, I accidentally double exposed the image where I got her smiling, looking at me, and it was perfectly in focus since I could tell from the layer underneath the double exposed picture. But that's the nature of shooting with a new camera, and I'd only gotten to know the camera a couple hours before actually shooting with it, so I gave myself a little bit of grace there. So the next thing we did is we went to process the paper. Oh, we can actually look at them now. Wow. Now, we decided to do it by hand because we had very limited time. I was only in Albuquerque really for 2 days and we were on a very tight schedule. So we decided to develop them by hand in trays and do it by rolling the paper in the chemicals for about, I think it took about 30 minutes in total to completely develop everything. And once we developed them, we laid them out to dry and we got to see all the pictures we had made. Now that you've seen the capabilities of this camera when shooting it on the street on black and white and making paper negatives with 20 ISO, it's time to see how it performs when shooting color. We're going to do some slower pictures of some houses, the sunset, and see what kind of pictures we can make. With color, because the scenes are more unpredictable in terms of exposure, we made sure to do some brackets, meaning that for every single scene, we took the same picture 4 different times at a different exposure. We did this to ensure that we would at least get one usable image, and because we were doing some slower scenes where there weren't a lot of moving objects, it was just usually like architecture, a house, or something that was static, we were able to do that. Probably the most interesting part about these color images for me is how eerie they are. The way that the color rendered with a lot of these, especially the images that were either in shade or even the sky turned out to be almost ominous. I was telling Ethan that a lot of them look like scenes from The Walking Dead. And it's a good thing we did these bracketed exposures because you'll see that by just doing a stop over the correct one, we had already blown out some of the sky and other elements of the image. But by doing 4, we ensured that we got the correct one. So after shooting in some bright daylight, we then decided to take the car and drive around some neighborhoods as the sun started to set to hopefully get some golden hour light, which we did. Alright, so we're waiting for the sunset to hit these mountains in the back. So right now, you can see the light is peeking through over here, but we're waiting for it to hit these mountains. And now we're gonna creeper van through the neighborhood and look for interesting houses to take photos of during the beautiful sunset with the mountains in the back.
Camera.
So we found this scene, which is like classic Western Americana. We have the light hitting over here on that house. We have like the pickup truck, that tree, and we have all these mountains and this nice curve. So we're gonna, I think, yeah, that looks good.
To shoot a bracket.
Yeah, let me see. Wow, the light's actually, oh my God, it's actually like coming through. I thought we were gonna have any light. Okay, I'm gonna shoot.
Good, baby.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do a little bit darker. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little brighter. 1. Sure. And then one more, a little darker.
Hell yeah. Get it.
Okay, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy. Look at the light right now.
Cool.
Ooh, I like this pickup.
Okay.
Oh, and I like this tree. Oh, now I'm getting mounted. Nice.
Oh, yeah. This one's gonna be nicer.
I keep forgetting if I did this or not. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. The light's leaving.
There it's
Kind
going.
of gone.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did.
Keep. May I?
Yes.
What was your meter reading? 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi. Actual sunset.
Yeah, look, it's all the way up there.
I'll check how many fingers. 2 fingers to the horizon's 30 minutes. Oh, yeah, 30 minutes.
Wait, how did you do? What is that? How
At
did you
arm's
know?
length, the proportion of the human body is such that, like, the number of fingers between the horizon, right, like this, yeah.
Okay.
Go from horizon to sun.
Okay.
Number of fingers is like 15 minutes, and about
So
this part of the world.
about 2 fingers. Oh my God, it's actually 30 minutes.
Yeah, and if you look it up, I'm sure it's just like 7:39.
Well, that's so, man, you just are an encyclopedia. As the sun started to set and we started heading home, we passed by a scene that I knew we had to stop and take a picture of. It was this beautiful glowing cross in front of this darkening blue sky. Ethan didn't really understand my vision at first, but by the end, he got it. So we came across this cross, but the one problem was that the scene was really dark, and again, we had 0.7 ISO, so our exposure times for bracketing were really long. So we ended up having to just do one exposure and hope that it worked.
7 minutes, 30 seconds.
Are you serious? 7 minutes? Holy.
It's take us 20 minutes to make the bracket. You can guess on one, and we just chill.
6.
5.6. It is 6 minutes, 48 seconds.
Oh my God. All right, let's just rip it. I'm gonna do it at 5.6.
Oop. Okay, it's open. Yeah, we just have to hang out on this corner for 6.5 minutes.
Making this picture. And we're gonna hope our one bracket is good because, God damn.
This is a nice spot.
Yeah, this is definitely my favorite image that we're making. So even if it doesn't come out good, the spot is so cool. Like this is Mamiya content. For me.
For you, I will be honest, I don't see it, but I also don't see a lot of things that you do that I see after the fact.
This cross is definitely my favorite image that we made with the master system. The blue sky in the photo is actually partly a result of the underdevelopment of the paper. When color darkroom paper isn't developed enough or not dried enough, the blacks of the paper actually turn blue. So this mistake actually ended up being something that worked in our favor. It was so cool seeing all of the color images come to life in the processor. The direct positive reversal process is something that is so cool. When utilized in combination with the master system, just yields such amazing and cool results and such a fun workflow as well. At the very end of our trip, we actually went back to the cross and made the image on black and white, and also went around to this motel to make some images in black and white as well. But when I got back to Florida, Ethan unfortunately told me that the roll of paper we had shot those photos on, he had already shot, and so it was a bunch of selfies of him with an overlay of the images we made. But I think that pretty much encapsulates the weekend of using this camera, learning the mistakes, and making some great images in spite of those mistakes. A lot of my images were double exposed, some of them really didn't come out the way I wanted, but a lot of them surprised me and came out better than I thought. Shooting with the system was so much fun, and every time I get to go with Ethan and try out one of his new inventions, I really feel like I'm a part of analog history, because I am. He really did something amazing by creating this. There is no other system, no other camera, no other invention of its kind that allows you to shoot 50 feet of 4:5 ratio images in this crazy camera that he made by hand. Even this processor itself is a marvel of its own, where it's able to process film or paper, black and white color, direct positive reversal. That in itself is amazing, but Ethan is so much of a genius that all of his inventions, they're so cool that it's almost hard to focus on just one part of the system and talk about how amazing it is, because they're individually amazing, but all together phenomenal. Ethan basically hunkered down for an entire year to basically create and conceptualize this amazing contraption. And the best way for you to support his invention is to go to his website, cameradactyl.com. You can actually buy the camera, the back, and the processor now, but he's actually planning on releasing all of these files to create the camera yourself for free. All of the images that he took in the process of creating this camera are up for sale, and if you buy an image, it goes toward this certain fund, and once he reaches his milestone of images purchased on the camera, he will release those files to the world. So head over to cameradactyl.com and either buy the camera, buy a picture, or just check it out to support Ethan. And I want to say thank you again so much to Ethan for inviting me. As always, I'm always excited to do so, and thank you to you guys for watching and making it this far. For my next video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I printed 6x17 panoramic images in the darkroom, which is something I don't think I've seen covered before on YouTube. So I'm really excited to release that video. So make sure you subscribe, give it a like to make sure you don't miss that video, and also follow my Instagram and my website to keep up with my photography work. Really appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time.